Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today, Christian. With 15 plus years in FP&A leadership roles at Unilever, Procter& Gamble, Squarespace, and Data Rails, I love how passionate you are about making financial planning and analysis more strategic, efficient, and impactful. And I'm super stoked to be having this conversation. So, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks so much for having me today.
Awesome. So, Christian, tell me a little bit about yourself and your journey so far.
Sure. So my background is in FP&A. Started out my career in consumer goods. I worked at Procter& Gamble and Unilever in various FP&A leadership roles. Spent over a decade there and learned a lot from my mentors. Then after my MBA at NYU Stern, I shifted into the tech industry. I led an FP&A team at Squarespace, a website builder company. And I was there when we took the company public, which was a fantastic experience to get the CFO ready, to stand in front of Wall Street analysts for the first time. I learned a lot during that time, and I realized that the challenges that finance people face are really independent of the industry, because the tech and consumer goods couldn't be more different. Business models are different, metrics are different. But things like, okay, how do I improve my forecast accuracy? How do I build a financial model that's more robust? Or how do I become a better business partner? Those things are really independent of which industry you're in. And during the time, I also fell in love with teaching. And I thought, maybe there's a way for me to help more finance teams than just the people who report to me. And so now I'm a full-time educator. I teach financial planning and analysis to finance teams and business leaders. And I'm partnering with the Wharton School. I built their FP&A certificate program. It's an 8-week program. And I'm also a corporate trainer. I teach companies at their headquarters, and I offer my online training programs as well.
Yeah, that's a crazy ride that you've had so far, of course. And we really appreciate whatever you're doing for the community. It's great to have you on this conversation today. So, Christian, while we were speaking about technology a while back, how do you see technology with the advent of AI, automation, etc., changing FP&A roles?
Yeah, so um, I worked at companies where there was very little technology to help FP&A. It was all Excel that we dealt with every day. And back then, I actually didn't really know what I was missing because I didn't know what else is out there in terms of technology. But then I worked at a company that had a planning tool, and then I even worked at a company that was offering FP&A planning, a planning tool themselves, and I helped other companies learn the tool, make the most out of it. And that was super eye-opening because things like manual report creation, monthly reporting, data cleaning in Excel, all of that can be automated now. So in the past, it would take us a week or so to create the monthly reporting deck for the leaders. Now you can do that with the press of a button. You press the button, it refreshes all the numbers, it refreshes all the slides for you, all the visualizations.
Absolutely. It's crazy how technology has made us all more efficient, right?
Yeah, I'm
Awesome.
even at a point now where I say, okay, if I were to take on another role of VP of FP&A, I would make it contingent of us having one of those modern software tools available that just make our life so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking about such tools, what's your favorite FP&A tool or perhaps even a framework that you use regularly?
I don't have a favorite FP&A tool because it really depends on the company size, on your use cases, sometimes also on your industry. So there's no one size fit all FP&A
Okay.
tool. I have a favorite framework that I love teaching because students have told me that it just made a big difference in their life. And that's the what, why, so what framework for variance analysis. So variance analysis means comparing your actual results to your forecast or your budget or your prior year actuals. And when I'm working with finance teams, I often see them stop too soon. They stop digging too soon, and then the analysis is too shallow, and it doesn't really have meat behind it. So the goal of variance analysis should be that the finance team can make a concrete recommendation about where the company should be investing or what the company should be doing to accelerate growth. But if you're only getting to the what and the why of a variance, you're falling short of that. You really need to get to the so what. You need to get to the insight behind the number. So for
Yeah.
example, let's say you discovered that professional fees were unfavorable to forecast in the last period. You may do some digging and you may find out that it was driven by your auditor, and the audit was more expensive. A lot of finance teams stop there, but that's leaving the so what on the table, because so far it's not really helpful for leaders to make a decision. But if you dig more into the data and you talk to your business partners, maybe you even look at the contract, you may realize that it's not that the audit was more complex or took more time or that they billed more hours. It was that they charged us more, that they increased their prices. So now you have the so what, because now you can say, well, if they increased the price so much, maybe we should do a tender. Maybe we should see if there is a more cost-effective way for us to do the audits. And so if you think about, with my current variance analysis output, is it the what and the why only, or does it actually include the so what? That can make a big difference. And in my courses, we look at different techniques on how you can discover that so what.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And it's important to scratch beyond the surface and do your due diligence is where it's what I'm taking away from this. So what would you say are the skills that FP&A professionals need to focus on today to get to the stage that we're talking about, to stay relevant, to scratch beyond that surface?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the thing is that just good technical skills don't cut it anymore. Like in the past, it was fine if you were an Excel wizard and you were really good at creating spreadsheets quickly. That was enough in the past. But now leadership expectations have changed. Now we want our FP&A teams to actually be strategic partners to the business, to help uncover, the risks and opportunities, and to make concrete recommendations. And for that, you need those business partnering skills. You need to be an excellent communicator. You need to be able to take complex issues and simplify them. And you need to have influencing skills, because it's not always just that you put out the data and people make the right decisions immediately. You sometimes have to guide them. And you need to have the business acumen to be able to do that. You need to really know the business inside and out.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So according to you, going forward, what's the number one FP&A trend you think will dominate in 2025?
So yeah, to be honest, I really do think it's that continuation of a shift in expectations. In the past, it was all about, okay, FP&A, your main task is to create the reports, to make sure that we have the data and the analysis we need at the right time to make decisions. But now with the FP&A tools, with AI, with finance leaders having the space to do more, expectations of leadership has also changed. And so now where the trend is going is that it used to be mostly large companies where FP&A really was a strategic partner to the business, where they were involved in decision-making across the company. But now that technology is enabling that, even companies with small finance teams where they maybe have to wear multiple hats with accounting and FP&A, even those smaller and mid-sized companies have the need to have finance leaders who can do more than create reports and update forecasts, who can be part of the decision-making meetings and provide visibility to business leaders across the company to help them make better decisions.
Yeah, that's great insight. So if you could give one piece of advice to FP&A professionals looking to grow, what would it be?
Yeah, that's a good question. So really, the number one advice I can give you is spend more time with your cross-functional business partners. So there are formal and informal touch points you can have. Formal touch points are, join a meeting that they already have. Maybe they have a weekly operational meeting that wasn't really focused on finance, but join it and try to learn as much as possible And you can add value in those scenarios by asking questions that help people think outside of the box. And then in terms of informal, get up from your desk, walk over to your business partners, or invite them to a check-in if you're virtual, and just ask them how they're doing, ask them what challenges they're facing, ask them what they're working on, what their priorities are, because then you may be able to find ways how you can add more value, how you can do more to help them reach their goals and to help them make better decisions. And you learn a lot about the business as well. But the unlock for me that makes a big difference is just simply try to spend more time with your business partners.
Right. The way I think about it is be more active rather than reactive with your learning process.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great insight. Yeah, thanks so much, Christian, for speaking with me today again. This has been very informative, and I think my biggest takeaway from this conversation is how important financial storytelling has become today. Every FP&A professional has got to be a good financial storyteller and have the ability to translate numbers into compelling business insights or be able to break complex challenges into simpler insights, right? So I'm sure our viewers would agree. And for our viewers, Christian has helped over 1,000 mid-career finance professionals upskill via his FP&A training programs and at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. So if you're looking for practical real-world training to upskill as an FP&A professional, he is your man. And Christian, it would be great to hear a little bit more about your FP&A training program and how it can benefit our viewers.
Sure. So I offer live cohort-based training and also self-paced training. So the live cohort is called FP&A Bootcamp. It's 4 workshops that you can join. Each workshop has a different topic. We look at forecasting and budgeting. Another workshop focuses on financial modeling for FP&A. Another one is about business partnering, and then the last one is about reporting and storytelling. That's if you enjoy learning live, learning with a group of peers. We offer that 4 times a year. And then we have self-paced courses. You can find those on fpaprep.com. I have a full, 5-hour course, for example, on variance analysis, on figuring out, getting to the so what. A full course on business partnering. How do you become a better partner to the business? How do you become more influential? How do you have more impact as a finance professional? It's covered there. Of a course on financial modeling. How do you help leaders make better decisions by choosing the right financial model type? And I also have a course about forecasting techniques and budgeting.
Awesome. That sounds like an immersive experience and pretty much spread across the spectrum. So awesome. Thanks so much, Christian.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me today.
Awesome. Thanks so much.